Hey, everybody, how are you? Welcome to the Open Forum show on this Tuesday, Open Forum Tuesday. How are you? Everybody doing well? Well, how things can change in a hurry in the NBA, right? Victor Wembanyama, concussion protocol. That's a 1-point game after 3. Philadelphia wins against Boston. That series is tied at a game apiece. It looks like Kevin Durant is clear to play tonight. So, boy, it's amazing how quickly things can change in the world of a playoff series if you were to lose Victor Wembanyama. See how long he's going to be out. Again, concussion protocol. That is the last thing that you wanted to have if you're a fan of the San Antonio Spurs. Not good. Not good. Already a good start for the Giants. They've already put some runs on the board in the first inning. So that is a bright spot as they're taking on the Dodgers. They need a good series here. Plain and simple. All right? Plain and simple. 2-0. Still batting. That's good news. That is exactly the kind of start that San Francisco needs. All right, what do you want to talk about? We got the NBA playoffs. We've got the baseball going on. Athletics lead already in the bottom of the first. They put one on the board in the top half of the first. They lead 1-0. Giants off to a good start at home against the Dodgers. So that is a bright spot. Got to get off to these good starts at home. Got to start winning games at home. And this is a big, big 3-game homestand. All right. You got the hockey going on. Vegas has just started their game with Utah. They won the opener after trailing 2-1 going into the third. And then they hold on and beat off Utah. They win that game. And Montreal and Tampa, they're scored 2-2 late in the third. That game is tied again, 2-2 late in the third. Bruins lead the Sabres 4-0 in the third. And again, Utah and Golden State scoreless 7 minutes into the first quarter. All right. Would it be possible for me to interview the G-Man on your show? It is possible. I'm very good friends with G-Man. I've asked him. He didn't think it would be a good idea because he is working on another station as the radio voice of the Kings on that station. So I asked him. We talked about it. He loves me. I love him, but it's not going to happen. All right? Yeah, the Mets lose again. 12 in a row. How brutal are they, huh? How brutal are they? Man. What's the best time of the year for sports for fans to watch? It depends what you want. I think beginning of September, and I think this month, April, NCAA finals, meaning the Final Four is in April, the Masters, baseball season in the first week, baseball then turns way to NBA and NHL playoffs. There we go. You know? Yeah, I love the NHL. How are you, Baki? Everything good, buddy? Hope you're doing well, my man. Hope you're doing well. All right, fire away. What do you want to talk about? We got a lot going on. It's hard for me to keep up with everything. All right? Hard for me to keep up with everything because there's so much going on. So much going on. Giants add on to their lead. Good start. Great. This is a perfect start. You could not ask for anything more if you're a fan of the Giants with what's going on in the bottom of the first. They already lead by the score of 3-0 and still batting. That is great. They get to Yamamoto. They are destroying him already with 4 hits with only 1 out gone by. NFL draft on Thursday. How much interest do you have on that? All right, hit me up. Fire away. Keep the questions rolling. How about Mike Brown and the Knicks last night? What a horrible job. Horrible job by Mike Brown. Horrible job by NBC not to have the right number of timeouts. That's inexcusable. Bad job by NBC. Then they blame it on a data problem. Take freaking responsibility. All right? Take some responsibility, would you please? That's brutal. All right? Man. Grant, you mentioned some shows back and today on the radio that if you were to do it all over again, you would rather have call games on the radio. Can you elaborate more on this and why? Because, yeah, radio play-by-play is the true art form of play-by-play. TV, you're judged a lot of times more by what you don't say than what you do say. I like to be the eyes and the ears of the individual that's listening. Radio play-by-play is why we get into this profession. It's what we started doing younger in life. Kevin Harlan started doing mock play-by-play at the press box in Lambeau Field as a sixth grader. It's what you like doing. It's the true art form of what we do is the radio play-by-play. So I hope I explained that. All right, the Giants now go to the second. They score 3 runs on 4 hits, 1 Dodger error, and it is 3-0. All right? You think they should take Caleb Downs, all right? Yep, Giants are getting a top 10 pick for Lawrence. That's great if you take the right guy. You know, you got to draft the right guy, right? I mean, we always talk about, well, gee, they got this pick, they got that pick. Well, that's fine and dandy, all right? If you take the right player. Got to take the right player. Boy, I'm looking at this game going on in San Antonio right now. And the Spurs, I got to give them credit. They're up 87-79, doing it without Wembanyama, who went out in the second quarter. Long way to go, but it's pretty impressive. They're doing a good job. Yeah, I'm looking at the totals. Fox has got 15. Castle's got 16. Vassal's got 10. Harper off the bench with 10 in 21 minutes. So far, so good. Good job. By the way, VJ Edgecombe tonight, what a game he had, huh? I'm telling you, that's a surprise for me. I did not think Philadelphia would win that game. I did not. But Edgecombe, 30 points and 10 rebounds for that rookie. There is hope. You can get a good rookie. If I'm a GM, do I take best player available or need? 100% best player available. Said this would be a big series win if the Giants can beat the Dodgers for momentum and confidence that they can compete with the best teams despite their record. Amen. They got to win 2 out of 3 here. Totally agree with you. Totally agree. Who is my NBA MVP? Well, to me, it's Victor Wembanyama. I think he's the best player in the league, but he's not going to win it. I'm pretty sure it's going to be SGA. All right, what do you want to talk about? Keep them coming. Said radio is something what will never die and something what only the real sports lovers can understand. Listening to the radio is something special. Totally agree. It is something special. 100% correct. Spot on. It is the true art form of play-by-play. Can't beat it. Totally agree. Can't beat it. It's the best. Give me a good radio play-by-play announcer any day of the week. Yeah. Totally agree with that. I'm looking at these scores, and I'm just going, sometimes I just shake my head. Looking at baseball scores, I'm looking at the Spurs now up 90-79. I'm looking at the hockey scores. Like, I can't keep up with everything. There's too much going on for crying out loud. Too many games going on at the same time. I'm watching the Mammoth Golden Knights game. Kings and Avalanche are going to be starting here in about 10 minutes. Puck drops there. Bruins still lead 4-0. I doubt they're going to blow the lead tonight. That's true. Ronald Reagan did do play-by-play. And maybe recreations anyway off the ticker tape. That's very true. He did. Good job there, Patrick. Good job by you. Very good job by you. Good knowledge there by Patrick. All right. Speaking of knowledge, that's what you get with New Works Plumbing. They are very knowledgeable at what they do. Water heaters, water line repair, sewer repair, water filtration, gas lines. They do it all. You have plumbing needs, plumbing concerns, need a repair. Get in touch with New Works Plumbing. New Works Plumbing, the number on your screen, or newworksplumbing.com. New Works Plumbing, they have got a fix for you. All right. Also, Sunrise Landing in Calusa. Right now, 3 homes are available from Blazona Development for turnkey. That's right. They're ready to go, waiting for you. They got 4 other homes currently that will be available this summer where you can still pick out the interior. And then they have 5 more that will be available at the end of the summer where, again, you can pick out all of your interiors. Okay. So keep that in mind when you look at these beautiful models at Sunrise Landing in Calusa. No Mellorews, no homeowners. So always remember that. And if you go to CalusaSunrise.com, that's CalusaSunrise.com, you get all the information you need. I-5, Highway 45, Highway 20 will get you there. CalusaSunrise.com. And beautiful Sunrise Landing in Calusa. Did Harrison Barnes get injured too? I did not see that. What happened to him? Fill me in on that, Andre, the Kings fan. I did not see that. What happened to him? I missed that. I've been watching so many games tonight. I can't keep track of everything. What happened? That's unbelievable. He never gets hurt. Are you sure? Man, that would be brutal. I didn't even see that. Is that true? Let me see the box score here. Boy, that would be awful for the Spurs. 93-81, by the way, with 8 minutes left. 93-82. Wow. I guess he did. He didn't even play tonight. I didn't even see. You know what he did? He played 15 minutes off the bench, 4 points. I didn't see that. What happened to him? Fill me in. All right? Fill me in. The NFL has to be pretty disappointed with the amount of players that won't be at the NFL draft. Do you think this will become more normal every year? I'm sure the NFL will find a way to adjust. They're going to have to give these guys something, incentives. There are only 16 players. You're right, Dorian. Very true. Very true. For an example of an NFL game, a commentator says an unknown name who has made a tackle. How does he know the player's name? Does it say on a screen he has a spotter next to him that points out who makes the tackle, and then he can see it as well? But he has a spotter next to him, which helps him with player identification. Said he just left the game with a wrist injury, got his arm jabbed, and went to the locker room. Thank you for the update on that. I appreciate that. Yeah, I think it's a bad look for the NFL to only have 16 players going to the draft. I don't like that. You know, I'm a little surprised by that, Dorian. I really am. I got to tell you, I'm surprised by that. I thought that would be more. I don't know if it's because it's in Pittsburgh as opposed to being in New York. I don't know. You know, they moved the draft around now. They had it in Vegas. I don't know. I doubt there would only be 16 guys going if it were in Vegas. That's a great question. I don't know. I would think walking across the stage, shaking the hand of the commissioner and getting a hat on and everything would be one of the biggest thrills in your life. And a lot of players are opting not to do that. So I'm with you. I'm a little surprised by that. You know? There is a dream scenario since I love to drive at night and the NBA games are late at night in Europe. I start my trip to Montenegro, taking some great Serbian burger until I enter the highway. Then I start live, play-by-play, by the one and only Grant Napier, live from Sacramento. 3 hours of great basketball, so I never feel the trip. Napes takes the plane to Europe the day after, and we go down to the Adriatic talking about the game last night. I'm all for that. Sounds good to me. You know? Sounds good to me. Nobody's going to eliminate the draft. What are you talking about? Said, that's pretty crazy. Only 16. This is every athlete's dream. I get spending time with the family, but wow, bring the family to the draft. That's all allowed. You know? Have everyone share it at the draft. I'm with you. I don't understand that. I don't understand it. I really don't. Boy, you got to wonder how long Wembanyama is going to be out. That's something that's got to be a big concern. Boy, that could really change things around. But at least the Spurs are holding on at the moment. A lot of time left. 95-87 with the timeout on the floor. Spurs with the lead, 95-87. A lot going on. All right. Hockey. Golden Knights on the board. 1-0. 8 minutes left to go in the first. Canadians are Lightning. They're going to go to OT. Tied at 2. Is there anything better than overtime hockey in the Stanley Cup playoffs? The answer to that question is absolutely not. Do I like the Knicks? I don't root for the Knicks, no. Yeah, I know. That's what we were hearing. Wrist injury for Barnes. That's crazy. It's not good. Let's hope it's not serious. Let's hope it's not serious. Hey, get the Bennett's this weekend. Their outstanding brunch. Of course, prime seafood and steak at Bennett's. Sacramento, Roseville, the West Side Grill in Rockland. Go to Bennett'sRestaurants.com. That's Bennett'sRestaurants.com to make a reservation or more. Bennett's for just 3 great locations. Bennett'sRestaurants.com, Sacramento, Roseville, and the West Side Grill, prime seafood and steak at Bennett's. Love Bennett's. Yes, I'll go there real soon. Love it. Love doing shows out there too. All right. Maybe some players have 20 members in the family, brothers, sisters, nephews, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I was growing up as a big-time Knicks fan, diehard Knicks fan growing up. All right? Knicks fans are treating CJ the same way they did with Trey. You know what? It's part of being a professional athlete and playing on the road. You know, they can't come onto the court and tackle you. They can't, it's just CJ had 32. I'm surprised he missed 2 free throws at the end of the game. That did surprise me a little bit, but the guy's tremendous. He's a tremendous player. He really is. He's a tremendous player. All right, let me get you caught up on the MLB scoreboard. We all know the Yankees shut out that team north of the city 4-0. That's the only important score of the night. Although I will tell you the A's lead the Mariners 1-0, bottom 2, and the Giants are on top of the Dodgers 3-0, all 3 runs coming in the first. Twins beat the Mets. Mets have now lost 12 in a row. Nats beat the Braves 11-4. Cardinals 2 better than the Marlins in South Florida 5-3. Brewers over the Tigers 12-4. Reds beat the Rays 12-6 in Tampa. The White Sox lead the Diamondbacks already 7-0 in the bottom of the second. Blue Jays Angels scoreless, end of 3. Padres 1, Colorado nothing. That game is in the 7th. Rangers are leading the Pirates 5-1, top 8. Bottom 8, Cubs are over the Phillies 7-3. They got the bases loaded with 2 outs, and the Orioles and Royals are tied 5-5 going into the 9th. Yeah, Canadians Lightning is a great series. You're exactly right. Man, and if Tampa goes 1-1, they're rock and roll all the way to the end. I'm telling you, these are great games. Which surprised me more, Orlando, Detroit, or Philly, Boston? Philly, Boston did. Philly winning that game tonight surprised me more. Really surprised me. That's a big surprise. So, yeah, that sticks out to me. 98-90, 5:50 left in the fourth. Well, I'm surprised that Sharp is on the bench. I'm just following the scores. I'm not actually watching the game. Got hockey on right now. Got those Golden Knights on. Yes. Love hockey. And then I'm going to go to the overtime here with the Canadians and the Lightning. Got to check that out. Can't miss my hockey overtime. What do you think of Mike Vrabel today? I don't get that, man. You get that Mike Vrabel stuff? Basically admitted, yeah, I cheated on my wife. That's basically what that boiled down to. I mean, the fact that they both lied about this 2 weeks ago, that's brutal. That's brutal. Seriously. Incredible. He's only played 13 minutes. I looked at the box. You're right. You know, I'm switching over this hockey game here. I got to get the Tampa game on here on my phone. Can't miss that. You know, I got to watch that game. Going in overtime. Kidding me? I'm going to miss overtime hockey? Kidding me? Come on now. I'm going to go to the, I can't turn on the sound because I'm doing the show, but I'm going to turn on the Canadian national broadcast. They do hockey better than anybody. It's the best. If the Blazers beat the Spurs, that's a huge upset. Would love to see the Nuggets versus the Spurs in the next round of full strength. I think it's going to happen. Vrabel didn't even apologize for his conduct. No, he sure didn't. You know? This will be a distraction for the Pats this season if Vrabel gets a divorce. I disagree. I don't think it will not. I don't think it will. You know? What do you mean I will not 4 minutes more? What does that mean? Talking about the Spurs game? I'm getting ready for overtime hockey with Tampa and Montreal. I got the Canadian telecast on. Pumped up. I got my choices: a Canadian telecast, U.S. telecast, Canadian broadcasters, or Tampa. You know, I was on the Canadians radio network doing a hockey game with the great Dick Irvin once. Preseason game, Canadians and Sharks. I'm on the Canadian radio network doing Montreal Canadiens hockey with the great Dick Irvin. One of the great thrills of my life, being with that legendary announcer in the broadcast booth as his analyst for a Canadiens game. That's unbelievable. No, I'm not missing overtime. I got it on right now. All right. Can you believe, hey, Bucky, can you believe I was on the Canadiens radio broadcast network? I don't know how that happened. That's where I was. You know? Kucherov, by the way, had tied the game to force overtime. You want the Habs to win? Bucky, who are you rooting for here? You got the Habs or the Lightning, Bucky? Who are you rooting for, buddy? Did I get my workout in today? You're darn right I got my workout in today. You know what? I didn't even have dinner yet. I'm going to have it when I get off the air here. I'm having a chef salad tonight. That's what I'm having. Yeah, I work out all the time. Not like you, Dorian. I don't have the youth that you have. But, you know, I'm doing all right for 66. You know, I'm all good. I'm proud. I'm good. You know. So they're underway in Tampa with the score tied at 2. The Habs in the road white with the white jerseys, the red trim on the shoulders, the blue shorts, and the white helmets. Tampa in the all blue with the white numbers, the blue helmets. And quickly, the Lightning controlling their own zone. Again, we're tied at 2 in overtime here in Tampa. Oh, here we go. Grant from yesterday. I'll gladly join you in Thailand in a few weeks. Got back from Singapore a week ago and have been itching for another trip. Really? Let's do it, man. Let's do it. How'd you handle that 16-hour flight? No problem? You're on Singapore Airlines. Of course, it's no problem. Get me on that, you know? Heck yeah, Grant, keep going. I can't, you know, Dorian, I would love to announce a little hockey, but the problem is I can't identify the players on my phone, so it's too hard. I can't really see the numbers well enough. Oh, a quick shot, a slot, and a save. Rebound and a save. Another shot, and it's blocked away. Good 3 chances by Tampa. Here come the Habs out of their zone, the center, and they elude one, and it's to the left side of the Lightning goal. Yeah, it's hard to do because I don't know the players, you know? Oh, a 4-point game. I don't care about basketball. I got hockey on. I got the playoffs. There is no basketball. I don't care. Quick shot, save. Oh, the goaltender just did get a piece of that one. Tampa flying here at the start of overtime with 4 good chances. Economy, huh? I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. No premium economy for you, huh? Baki says he's got the Lightning. They've had 4 really good chances here. I'm going to go with the Habs. I'm going to get the Habs getting the road win here. I don't have a rooting interest in this, but I'm going to go with the Habs. Let's all go visit Baki and have a cheeseburger at the Adriatic. Well, you get the cheeseburger in Belgrade, then you go to the Adriatic. But yeah, we can do that. I'm all for it. Absolutely. Share a story from Singapore. I went golfing in Malaysia, and one of my friends and I had my AirPods on, listening to you on Spotify while warming up on the driving range. You know what? Like, that's unfreaking believable. Seriously. Like, you just made my entire month of April. You're on the driving range in Malaysia, okay, having a phenomenal time, and you're listening to me. That's just that's the freaking best right there. My buddy who was Singaporean asked me who I was listening to, and he started liking your rants, got you a new follower in Southeast Asia. You know what? I freaking love that. Tell your friend that I want to go to Singapore, and I want him to take me to the top spots. I'm going to go to Singapore, and you give me his contact information, and I'll do a rant live for him in Singapore. All right? I'll let him give me a topic, and I'll rant on it right in front of him. Oh, boy, you're exactly right about that. If I were to watch the Kings game and did play-by-play, is that illegal? That's a great question. I think it is, but I see it done all the time, and I don't know what the ramifications are. I'll do a rant live for your buddy from Singapore. He'll pick out a topic, and I'll rant right there in Singapore. I love it. I love Singapore. It's one of my favorite places in the world, and I love the airport, Changi Airport. So you're in economy for 16 hours, huh? Yeah, that's brutal. Singapore Airlines are great. You're on the Airbus A350, the long-haul aircraft from Singapore to San Francisco or LA, depending on where you're going. Now, I flew the A350-900 ULH, the ultra long haul from Singapore to JFK. That's the longest flight in the world, about 18 hours. That only has business class and premium economy. There is no economy on that plane. All right? Oh, you're killing me. Flying business and first class international next week, paid with miles. Can't wait. What airline you on? Where you going? Tell me, because you gotta help me out here. All right? Yeah, 4 great chances and no goal is right. What airline you on and where you going? Actually, if you tell me where you're going, I'll probably tell you the airline you're on, but tell me where you're going. That's great. Nothing better than that. International first class and business. That's freaking awesome. Good for you. I hope you're not going to the UAE. Man, that would be scary right now, flying in and out of there. Either on Emirates or Qatar or Etihad. That'd be scary stuff. When's the next time I'm going to New York? I don't know yet. It's been a while since I've been in New York, Dorian. Maybe I got to wait for the NFL schedule to come out, Dorian. Maybe I'll take my boys to a game in September. I don't know yet. I got to wait for the schedule to come out. Oh, you're going to the Caribbean. All right. You're probably on American then. Probably on American. But good. Have yourself a great time. I hope you have good weather. You on American? Going to the Caribbean? Where are you going out of? Where are you going out of? San Francisco, LA? You're not flying international out of Sacramento in nice seats. Where are you going? Or are you going through Dallas? Then you make a connection onto international 777. Beautiful business class on that aircraft. Oh, United there, American back. All right, good for you. Good for you. Good for you. Let me look up this score here because I can't. There's no way in the world I'm taking off the hockey game. There's just no way. I'm not doing it. I don't care if I miss every other sporting event going on in the world. I'm not missing overtime hockey. Can't do it. All right. Boy, how about Portland? 102, San Antonio 101. Wow. A minute left. Man, I love this. I love doing live shows. We got everything going on. I got overtime hockey. I got a 1-point game down in San Antonio. I've got baseball, although I don't really care about baseball because I've got everything going on all at once. I got the Habs and the Lightning in overtime. Lightning have really put on the pressure. Habs trapped in their own zone, And now the Lightning change on the go, and that will allow the Canadiens to get the puck out of their zone finally. But they just dump it right back into the Lightning zone. It's been all Tampa here in overtime, but we're tied at 2. Big overtime game here in game 2. Now a giveaway. Canadiens have it in the Tampa zone. Dump it into the corner. Man, this is great. Can you imagine if the Blazers win this game? Without Wembanyama maybe for a bit? 12 seconds left in the fourth. I can't switch off the hockey. I got to have the hockey on. 102, 101. All right? This is freaking great. I love doing this show. This is great. Freaking awesome. Love it. Absolutely love it. This is awesome. Who's going to have it? Who's going to be the hero for San Antonio? Are they going to do it or not? 12 seconds left. It doesn't get any better than this. This is awesome. Freaking awesome. Whose ball is it? Love it. Love it. Portland 104, San Antonio 101, 11 seconds left. Tied 2-2 over in Tampa. Habs, again with the puck, a lead on the left wing. Now it's Johnson. He's hemmed in. Fight for it around the red line. We have played 7 minutes of overtime hockey here in Tampa, tied at 2. Meanwhile, in San Antonio, the Blazers lead 104-101 with 11.4 seconds left. Spurs will have a chance to tie the game and send it into overtime. No Victor Wembanyama, no Harrison Barnes, both out with injuries. Meanwhile, Tampa applying the forechecking against Montreal deep in their own zone in overtime with 7 minutes played in this first overtime period. Timeout in San Antonio as the Blazers are on a 9-0 run with 3:15 remaining. 9-0 run for Portland to try to close out this game. Very similar to what we saw last night at the Garden in New York when Atlanta came from 12 down to start the fourth and beat the Knicks by a point. Man, this hockey game is great. Basketball is great. Love it. Absolutely love it. How awesome is this? All right. Said Nate's this the best open forum this year. Spurs have a chance to tie the game. N1, yes, it was. You know? I love this. Freaking awesome. Awesome. I could do this all night, just following games. I you know what I need here in my little studio? I don't have it here. I got one TV, I got my phone, but I got I got to have like 3 or 4 studios. That way I could announce every game at the same time. I could announce the hockey game. I could announce the basketball game. You know what? Then I could announce this basketball game. And I could do it all. We could have fun. You could help me announce. We could go back and forth. You know what? It would be freaking awesome. Freaking awesome. That's the way we should do it. How about that Blazers on that 9-0 run in the last 3:15? But I'm not switching off hockey. You think I'm going to switch off? You think I'm switching off overtime hockey to watch basketball? No. N-O. No. 104, 102. I like that foul strategy. Don't let him shoot a 3. Jrue Holiday with the personal foul. I'm okay with that. A lot of time left, though, for that. 10.4. I don't know. Might be too much time for that. Boy, the Lightning are putting on a lot of pressure. Putting on a lot of pressure. But they are not able to score. (104-103). So now you got to make free throws if you're Portland at the other end. 10.4. That Jrue Holiday foul, I don't know about that. It's too much time on the clock. You gotta have him run a little time off there. All right, face off to the left side of the Canadiens' goal in overtime. Canadiens win the draw, and it's back to Hopkins, and he skates behind the net, being watched by the forechecking Cerner. Waits for his team to develop. Canadiens having trouble getting out of their own zone. Now here they come. Over to McLeody. He's across the line. Left wing feed over to Johnson. He's hemmed in against the boards. Loose puck behind the Lightning goal. Lightning come up with it. Look to clear and do. Meanwhile, 10.4 left, 104-103. Portland. Timeout. A lot of time left. But I'm not switching off hockey. That's a no-no. Napes does not switch off hockey. Can't do it. Can't do it. Reggie Miller is not a good commentator. I disagree. I think he's very good. Friend of mine just took off from Denver, headed to London to run the London Half Marathon Sunday. It's on an A350 1000. Lucky girl. That's great. Love it. Safe flight. Not bad. About 9 hours, maybe 10, depending on the wind. Yeah, 10 hours. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad at all. Not bad. Not bad. This is great, man. I love this. I'm going crazy over here. You know that? I'm going crazy. Seriously. Going crazy with all this stuff. You know? Amazing. Keeping up with all this live action. Technology is great, huh? Quick shot, save, and the Lightning look to break out. Now a two-man rush, two Canadians are back. Mark Hardy over the line, drops it for Smith. In front, quick shot, save. Oh, a nice save right there by the Canadiens to keep the game going on. Wow. 105, 103, 5.2 left. You like this? We're having fun today? What do you mean game over? Is the game over? Am I behind everybody? I got 5.2 left. You know? 106, 103, 5.2 left. Can the Blazers hold on here? Is the game really over? Am I behind everybody? Bucky said the game's over. I don't think the game's over. You know? I'm not on fire. Yeah, we are live. You're exactly right. We're always live. Exactly. One eye on San Antonio, the other on the ice. Absolutely. Freaking awesome. Boy, are the Blazers going to tie up this series? You cannot allow a 3 here as the Spurs talk it over. Let me see what's going on in this hockey game. Let me get a little closer here. Habs out in front. Centering pass down to the left point. Kept in. They circle behind the goal. Down to halfway through this overtime period in Tampa. Montreal leads this best-of-7 series 1-0, trying to take a commanding 2-0 lead. Big game here for Tampa. They got to win in overtime to send this back to Montreal, tied at a game apiece. Lightning have it. In front, centering pass goes all the way through into the corner. Now it's Macklin. Behind the net, picked off by the Habs, and the Lightning look to clear, which will allow the Canadiens to easily skate out of their zone. Giveaway at center. Lightning back into their zone. Now it's quickly kicked back out. And again, we have approached 9.5 left here in the overtime period. Meanwhile, in San Antonio, it's 106-103, and the game is over. It is all over. The Portland Trailblazers have evened up this series at a game apiece, 106-103. A dandy of a game tonight in South Texas. And boy, do we have a series. And with the injury status to Wembanyama and Barnes, who knows what may happen. Wow. Freaking awesome. Portland with a big win as called by Rhino and Sacktown earlier today on Fox Sports Sacramento. All right, I got to go. I got to watch this hockey game with the Canadians. I got to turn the volume up here.
Here's the hard hits here. Continue to be a hard hit.
I love the hard hit.
It's not dirty, but at the end here, the whistle's gone. Just why?
Yeah, why are you picking up a penalty there? Stupidity. And now, guess what? Looks like Tampa's going to go on the power play here. Are they? I'm waiting to see if they're calling that or not. All right, I got to go. This is driving me freaking crazy. I might have a heart attack here. I got to go watch my games. All right, I got to watch my hockey overtime. Love you. Tomorrow, 3 o'clock, Fox Sports Sacramento. Let's do it. See you, everybody. Olden Polynese at 4 o'clock tomorrow. All right, I got to watch my hockey with full volume. This is like This is like really hard for me. All right.